There are so many paradoxes that are worth talking about and discussing, and in particular what I find amazing is the paradox of the prince and the pauper. And what I mean by that is you and myself, on an individual level, we are important, and yet we're not important at all. You know, we matter, and yet we don't matter at all. And that is sometimes difficult to embody, difficult to grasp, because it seems contradictory. How can you matter and not matter at all? How can you be important and not important at all? And yet, there's a deep truth to that. If you can go beyond the linear thinking of our conditioning, where we feel it's either yes or no, it's either right or wrong, and really understand that when you truly begin to be honest and sincere about what you see in the mirror. What I mean by that is what you actually witness when you're willing to look at what's going on inside yourself. You will see that we are a bundle of contradictions. And I was chuckle inside myself, you know, and when people ask me how I am. Because the response that they're looking for is so simplified based on our conditioning. It's either I'm fine or I'm not fine, I'm happy, I'm sad. And yet when you really go deep into the unconscious and the conscious, you begin to realize that we are so many things happening at the simultaneously. We're angry and yet we're content. We're sad and yet we're happy. And all of these things are happening at the same time. Because different aspects of who we are in different vibrations of emotion. And even different parts of our body are in a different type of vibration. So it's a very simplified notion, what we do in our everyday language. And I'm afraid those simplifications actually hurt us in the long run, because they override the wonderful diversity and the multidimensional aspect of who we are. We become almost oblivious to it and live in this ignorance. And it's not a blissful ignorance at all. There is no bliss in that ignorance, because it's self-destructive. The less that we bring to the surface of our conscious mind, the more we push down underground into who we are, the more it begins to sabotage all the little things that we may want for ourselves. And it may even manifest in physical symptoms, illness, disease. You cannot escape from who you are. It's impossible. Why try? Why try? Let's begin to face all that we are. That's the key here. As human beings, our journey it happens to be longer relative to a lot of the beings on the planet, other animals and insects. We have a longer duration as our lifetime. And yet, time does fly. We all know that. If we've seen our childhood fly by, if we are parents as I am, we watch our children grow up really quickly right before our eyes. Almost seems like yesterday when they were in our arms, little infants, just newborn. And so time does fly. We all know that. It's a very brief affair for each one of us. And often in life, if we're lucky, and I say that very sincerely today, although I must confess I didn't feel that way quite often in my life. I felt unlucky. So let me finish my thought. If we are lucky, we will have many times in our life where we don't fulfill what we desire, where no matter how hard we try, we don't get what we really wanted. And there's a boon in that. There's a gift in failure, so to speak, in tripping over your own feet and stumbling and not able to get to that destination that you think up here that you need to get to, because it's humbling. And you realize that you don't have everything not everything's in your hands. You're not in so much of control that you thought you may have been. That yes, you can influence life, but you can't have the 100% influence. That life has many variables that are outside of your control in many ways, or outside of your realm of influence in the moment. And so you can only do what you can do. And you have to almost surrender and let go of the things that are not in your hands. And accept what is. Accept those things. And accept what comes at you. These are the humbling aspects of life, the wonderful aspects of life. What we have in our in so many societies, I was going to say our society, North America, but it's become universal. Almost, when I say universal, on this planet, where in most countries we find, in their societies, we find this overriding drive to build up this persona of who we are. Inflate this idea of I am. Look, I created this. I own these cars. I own these assets. These are mine. I wrote this book. This is my bestseller. This is my, I was on this TV show. Whatever it is, it's all sorts of concepts of this is who I am. Look what I've done. Look what I've created. And almost this sense of taking complete ownership for all the things you've done. As if you were your own creator, which you're not. As if you were the author of all the power that flows through your being.